I saw this on social media, and I'm going to put the picture up full mass now. So a Philly woman has been arrested for shooting an infant in the leg. When I tell you what this is about, it's going to make your blood boil even more. Per NBC 10 Philadelphia, 28-year-old Dominique Billips was arrested and charged on Friday, June 19th, for shooting the baby boy in the leg in the Holmesburg section of Northeast Philly just before 6 p.m. on Thursday. Ms. Billips faces 3 charges of aggravated assault and other offenses and is awaiting formal arraignment. With millions watching and many people benefiting from this program called Indisputable, we just need 1% of the viewers to become a paid member so we can continue to bring this content to you. Now back to the show. Now, Philadelphia Police Chief Inspector Scott Small told NBC the baby was with his parent when Ms. Billips approached them and opened fire. Investigators said the shooting occurred on Meridian Street after a prior scene between Ms. Billips and the parents on Frankfurt Avenue. 2 shell casings were found the following day. Surveillance video released by police shows Billips firing multiple shots at the parents and their baby, who was inside a stroller. One of the parents can be seen fleeing as the infant cries out after the gunfire. His mother can then be heard screaming, "My baby," over and over again, as Billips walks past her and the infant yelling, "F your baby, B word." Investigators believe the father of the infant was the actual intended target. Police said the 7-month-old baby was shot in the leg, though no one else was hurt in the shooting. The child was taken to the hospital by a private vehicle and then transferred to a second hospital by the police. He is currently in stable condition, thank God. When police arrived at the scene, the baby's parents were not there. Officials said it took officers about an hour to find the couple a few blocks away from where the shooting happened. Lieutenant Dennis Rosenbaum of the Philadelphia Police Department said the parents later told investigators they fled the scene because of their outstanding warrants and they feared being taken in by police. NBC 10 spoke to one man who did not want to be identified but witnessed the whole encounter. He told us that he was the neighbor who took the baby to the hospital. Quote, "When I found out the baby was 7 months and both parents said they have warrants, they got out of the car and I took the baby. I just felt like I had to protect this child. It was overwhelming. It was scary. This person came up and didn't care, with no remorse, and just fired and walked away like nothing happened," end quote. Rosenbaum said, thanks to tips being sent to police, investigators were able to identify Billips quickly and arrest her. Quote, "This looks like this all stems from a $100 narcotics debt, is what we are being told," Rosenbaum added. So it's sad, you see that video, she literally points the gun at the mother of the baby, who is also a juvenile, and fires. Luckily, she missed, and that's probably when the baby got hit, end quote. Put the picture up again. That is one of the scariest things you can ever face. Not only the mirror of your mortal life, but you're looking at the potential termination of the life of your seed. And as the lieutenant said, the mother is a juvenile herself. The mother is a juvenile herself. For someone to be so extremely careless about the life of another human being and the life of a child, that means that they cannot recognize their own life as anything valuable. Thankfully, this person has been apprehended. Justice should be served. This could have been completely different. And I must say thank you to the neighbor who did not judge those parents. But when those parents leveled with that neighbor said, "I got you. I understand. The baby will be taken to the hospital. We're still going to protect the child rather than creating some kind of lecture against the parents. Thank you. All right, Senator, thoughts here.
I mean, Doc, you done articulated all that was in my notes to say. Yeah, that neighbor definitely deserves a big hug, a pat on the back, or to be celebrated, uplifted. You know, people find themselves in untenable situations in life, all have fallen short of the glory of God. And certainly I don't know all that those parents have done, but really thank God for that neighbor. There's a time and a place for everything. And at least that neighbor had the common sense, as grandma would say, not to try to dip into why they had warrants, but to come to the rescue of that baby. To the chick that said, I don't give a about the baby. It is chilling in every single way. And I do sincerely hope they throw the book at her, no regard for life. And Doc, I think you were laying out, how can you, trying to get into the psychology of this, oftentimes when people like her perform vicious acts like this, they don't have regard for their own life. And if you don't love you, you definitely can't love anybody else. There used to be a code, Doc, not that I'm uplifting crime or anything like that, but there used to be a code among the criminal elements.
That's right.
No women, no children, no elders. You and I talk about this a lot. And the fact that this chick did not care and actually stated it, declared that she didn't care about this baby tells you everything that we need to know. We need to have some family meetings because as we deal with structural, institutionalized racism and anti-Blackness, we need to have a family meeting about the destructive, callous behaviors among some of our people. And we're not gonna let bigots run with that because most crime, violent crime, is intra-racial. So let me just go and put that out there. But Doc, I'm awfully concerned. It breaks my heart to see this kind of stuff happening in our community. But this chick, the book, all at her for what she did to that baby.
I concur completely. And Senator, even in my mentoring, one thing I've learned over the years, especially as it relates to young Black males, if you show them the truth of who and what they are, the truth of their divinity, the truth of their uniqueness, the truth of their brilliance, when they start seeing themselves, you know what happens? They start seeing everybody else too. And if you can't see you, you can't see me. And I've learned that over the years, that it doesn't take preaching or lecture, but it does take some inner reflection in order to create that common, that decency that we should have for each other.